Hi everyone, welcome to today's video on resentment to forgiveness. We're going to be touching on this subject. I know I recently did a video on resentment and you can go back and watch that as well. But for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Sally Harris and I'm a mom who walked a difficult road with my own daughter for over 10 years. And while her life spiraled, so did mine. And you're in the right place. If you are going through this with your child, you are in the right place. And so I want you to understand that resentment comes in a lot of different forms, right? Like I said, you can watch the other video that kind of dived in more deep about resentment. But in the parent-child context, the parent-child relationship, resentment can be brutal. Now, you may feel resented. You may be feeling resentful. And so there's a lot of root causes for that, right? Mostly unmet expectations, past conflicts, all of those things, difference in values. Unfortunately, what we're seeing a lot of families being separated for just not being able to agree to disagree, and whether it's one side or the other. And it's sad. It is really sad because we want to be able to agree to disagree. That's life, right? But when it comes to forgiveness, that's what I want to focus on today. I want you to get to the point where you can go from resentment to forgiveness, because forgiveness is going to free you. So if you are the one feeling resentful towards your son or daughter, I encourage you to dive in deep in forgiveness, because that is going to give you power for yourself to be able to move on. Because when we understand that we cannot control another person, that is crucial, because we can't make those decisions for someone else. And like I said, the unmet expectations is typically a huge, huge key to resentment. We have these expectations that we put on people, sometimes not even realizing we're doing it. So knowingly and unknowingly, they have these expectations out there. Some of them, most of the time, your child doesn't even realize that they have these expectations on them, nor do we really have the right to do that, right? These are adult children. So I want to encourage you about the power of forgiveness. And again, it helps with the potential of repairing your relationship at some point. Maybe you are completely estranged right now and you think, what's the difference if I forgive or not? Because yes, I resent them, but if I forgive, it's not going to bring them back. You know what? Maybe not right now. I don't know what your future looks like. I wish I did. But what I do know is it's going to free you. And that's where this comes in. And so feeling resentful is just harboring poison in your body. It really is. It's affecting you emotionally, obviously, because you're hurting. Because when you have resentment in your heart, you're hurting. And that will soon turn into physical ailments. I promise you that. If you let this fester, this will affect you. This is going to affect you emotionally, physically, spiritually. It's going to affect your relationships, and it's going to literally just poison the rest of your relationships as well. And we don't want that, right? We need to isolate this and fix it. So communicating with someone about this is crucial. If you have a spouse or a friend or somebody, maybe you're seeing a counselor, whatever the case may be, this is where you need to talk through these feelings of resentment so you can get to forgiveness. Forgiveness is a choice. 100%, I believe it's a choice. It doesn't mean that what somebody did was okay. So you can still have the hurt, right? We want to let go of the hurt, right? But at the end of the day, the forgiveness is going to allow you to do that. So forgiveness is a choice. Well, if that's the case, then why don't we all do it, right? Because we'd rather harbor this resentment in our heart, because I think it makes a lot of you feel like you have the control that you don't have. So you can't control your child, so you're going to control the resentment and maybe hold a grudge. And maybe, just maybe, I know a lot of you are dealing that kind of the flip side. Your adult child is holding the grudge. And some of you don't even know why. And that is a painful place to be. Absolutely a very painful place to be. But you forgiving them for whatever they've done or not done, and forgiving yourself, right? Sometimes we resent ourselves for maybe some things that we know that went down when they were younger, or something you've said or done that you regret, and maybe you've asked for forgiveness and they haven't given it to you, or maybe you haven't even had the opportunity to ask for forgiveness yet. So I just want to encourage you today that you can get there. And, for those of you that I've never talked with before, I have what's called a discovery call, and the link is below. And that is a 30-minute Zoom consultation where you can fill me in a little bit more on what's going on with your son or daughter, the whole relationship. And then I want to learn more about you and how it's affecting you, because I can let you know if I can help you as a coach. Okay, I'm not a therapist, but I am a coach, and I do offer different ways to work with one another. So if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to click the link below and we can get that set up. But in the meantime, I really encourage you to consider forgiveness, because the resentment isn't hurting anyone but you. And I hate to see that. And I personally know that firsthand. I personally know not being able to let go of the situation with my daughter back then, because it literally affected me physically. I was physically sick. And with all of that came addiction and all of that. So I don't want that for you. Maybe you're already there and you're thinking, how in the heck do I get out of this? Well, you need to reach out for help. You need to reach out, because you're not meant to do life alone, especially during this difficult season. So I hope that encourages you today, and I will see you next time. Thanks.